Immigration Canada wants you to cheer drag bingo, whatever that is, while they hide the numbers. Let me show you. Once again, Canada's immigration system is failing not just in delivery, but in transparency. While most Canadians are calling for immigration, student, and refugee levels to be scaled way the heck back, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada refuses to publish critical data about its actions.
In the middle of a housing crisis, she brought 500,000 people to Canada. These people compete with Canadians for jobs, require housing and healthcare. If her department's numbers aren't the real numbers, what are the real numbers?
The Honourable Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship.
Mr. Speaker, let me give the opposite member a lesson on immigration and on numbers and on permits of visas. There's many applications and many individuals. We recognize that to balance our immigration and to balance and have a good country, we need temporary and we need permanent residents. Some applicants have multiple numbers, and so therefore I would suggest that we look into those numbers a little bit more in detail. Thank you.
Conservative MPs, led by Shadow Immigration Minister Michelle Rempel-Garner, have been slamming IRCC for failing to release any public data sets since Mark Carney took office. A sharp departure from regular disclosure. Data on illegal border crossings, asylum claims, and permits, it's all missing.
The Liberal government just admitted that they've purposefully withheld raw immigration data from the public and intend on replacing it with heavily edited information that will likely just be Liberal talking points and spin. That's crazy, because the raw data that Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada provides to the public is relied upon by everybody from public health policymakers to labor force analysts to housing developers.
Meanwhile, IRCC has drag bingo during work hours. This story was first broken by Blacklock's reporter, who reported IRCC is inviting staff to Public Service Pride Week festivities, including a 90 minutes, an hour and a half in a workday drag bingo. All of this during business hours, featuring a whatever this is, sexy drag rock star and roller skating disco diva, a pride potluck, and a meet and greet with the department's pride champion, DG Emmanuel Do Bonin. Costs, of course, not disclosed either. Canadians want cuts, not culture shows, and the polling is crystal clear. In 2024, about 60% of Canadians said the country is accepting too many newcomers. That's a majority for the first time since 2000, and that is across all parties. The Environics Focus Canada poll in the fall of 2024 showed 58% think immigration levels are too high. That's a 14-point spike from a year earlier and the highest level since 1977. Even after plans were announced to trim permanent resident targets to 395,000 in 2025, 52% still view that number as too high. Yeah, no kidding. That's on its way to 500,000.
The Liberals invited millions of migrants into Canada, knowing full well they didn't have the economic and social infrastructure to support them. Now Canada has a massive housing crisis, endless healthcare wait times, and countless Canadian youth without jobs. Newcomers themselves aren't to blame. It's the Liberals who misled everybody.
We introduced a very important bill that getting us to take steps to strengthen our immigration system and our integrity in the system while also upholding our humanitarian commitments. So as global migration patterns evolve due to conflicts and crisis, Canadians expect a resilient and responsive immigration system, and that is exactly what we are doing.
The numbers hurt Canadians. It's not just joyless drag shows that sting, it's the secrecy. IRCC is withholding vital data sets that Canadians and lawmakers need to assess the state of asylum processing, permit issuance, and illegal border crossings, and the impact on Canada's economy. Without transparency, public trust evaporates and real problems collide with partisan PR schemes.
If we don't welcome more newcomers, that number will approach 2 to 1 in the decades ahead, and that'll put our infrastructure and key programs like our healthcare and our education at risk.
As Canadians push back on rising immigration and housing stress caused by rising immigration and job shortages, again, caused by rising immigration. Immigration Canada is throwing itself pride parties, drag bingo events during office hours, and then they're keeping the scorecard of their failure under wraps. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. Canadian society is a country in decline. If you agree with me and want to send a message, go to yournewcanada.com.